Drivers, to your cars. Drivers, to your cars.
Welcome to the welcome to the season 1 second race of the season in the Pepepains Cup Series. We're here at the Rockingham Speedway, The Rock, and starting lineup. Starting first on the pole, the 0 of Jack Sprague. Second, Ryan Newman. Third, Tony Stewart. Fourth, Kurt Busch. Glockchen, the highest starting contender from this week, starting in 5th with teammate Jesusi in the lane with her. Matt Kenseth in row 7 with Jacob Edison, or Matt Kenseth in 7th with Jacob Edison in rounding out row 4. Then we've got Timo Totodile starting 9th with the 99. And Clow rounding up the top 10. So, an interesting thing to pay attention to here will be the Wet n Wild Racing has all 3 of their drivers starting in the top 10. They've got Glockchen 5th, Jesusi 6th, Timo Totodile 7th. The lowest starter for this race, the 48th of Riley Reid starting 21st. That's going to put him in quite a hole to dig out of. I think he can do it, but it'll certainly be interesting. As you really never know. But we'll be closing in on the race soon, so as there's just over a minute remaining until the race begins, and they pull off pit road. So some interesting stories. Obviously, very similar speeds up here at the front of the pack. 0.1 seconds separating Jack Sprague on the pole sitter and 10th place Clow. So I mean, these cars are running very similarly laps. So it'll be interesting to see if anyone can outpace Sprague. As we're now about 21 seconds away from the race beginning. I am recording these for like highlight stuff, so I do have people muted, but you can use text VC if you want, or Cool Gamer, or Pepepains Cup Series chat. Doesn't really matter. You can use any of them. The command to fire engines announced. I fucked up.
Drivers.
So now we approach the start of the race. The command to fire engines has been announced. And now we get ready to begin this race. Starting on the pole, obviously, we've got the 0 of Jack Sprague. He'll be first. Second, we got Ryan Newman. Starting third, Tony Stewart. Fourth, Kurt Busch. Fifth, Glockchen. And sixth, teammate Jesusi. Seventh, Matt Kenseth. Eighth, Jacob Edison. And the drivers are off. Ryan Newman takes the lead off the start, going into turn 1. Into turn 1, Newman is cleared by Jack Sprague. Sprague will take the lead now. And Sprague's your leader in turn 1. Come to the turn. Tony Stewart got a bit of a run behind him. And they're already starting to break away from the pack just a little bit. We'll see if that will lead to anything big. But as of right now, Jack Sprague breaking away from the pack. Glock Chan currently running third. Then further back we got Kenseth and the 99 of Timo Totodile. Along with the 6 of Red Hat Gaming, running just behind Ryan Newman. Sprague will lead another lap, meaning that the first 4 laps of the race, or the first 3 laps of the race, will all be led by the same driver. That'll be Jack Sprague. But here comes Glock Chan on the bottom. She should be able to get around the 20 of Tony Stewart and take away second spot, then begin working on passing the 0 of Jack Sprague, obviously. Coming into turns 3 and 4, this should complete the pass here. Sprague's starting to drive away during this battle. Jack Sprague's giving himself a pretty big gap as we go to lap 5. Glock Chan moving into second. Further back behind them, now the 99 of Timo Totodile has pulled away from Newman, who's actually fallen back quite a bit from starting second. But running right behind them, we've got some more of our true contenders. As just behind the 99, we've got the 6 of Red Hat. I believe that's the 30. Yep. And then the 24 of Jacob Edison. Hasn't been a great race so far if you look back in the pack. For the 31 of Jesusi, who's been falling back pretty considerably. Pretty much the entirety of the race. That's really not what you'd like to see from a Wet n Wild Racing driver. As she's now all the way back in 16th. As Reed tries to battle up to the front, now in 13th. But remaining our leader right now is the 0 of Jack Sprague, who just hasn't really been challenged at all since starting this race on the pole. The 15 is the closest competitor, and even right now, the 15 of Glock Chan is quite a bit behind. So, that'll be something to worry about. As the 99 is going to try to get around the 17 of Kenseth coming down the backstretch. He'll probably make that move coming into the turn. Timo Totodile will possibly slot into third. Not quite. Might be able to do it coming into turns 3 and 4, or coming into turns 1 and 2. But it doesn't appear so. The 6 of Red Hat Gaming running just behind them. And now it appears the battle for the lead might be getting a little bit more interesting, as Glock Chan might be closing in this gap just a little bit. Though the 0 of Jack Sprague still running away with this race. Sprague obviously has a lead of almost half a second. Not quite. But it does look like the 15 will close in a little bit on the back straightaway. Possibly prime herself for a move at some point soon. The 0 and 15 continuing to kind of move away from the rest of the pack. But as we look backwards, you see the 17's now pulled away a bit from the 99, with the 6 of Red Hat Gaming running close behind the 99, then Jeff Green running 6th, Tony Stewart 7th, Jacob Edison 8th, Biffle 9th, Andretti 10th, and then Reed has now gotten into just outside of the top 10, running 11th in a fierce battle with Ken Schrader of the 49s. The 48 and 49 battling for 11th. Right now, it looks like Reed will win that battle, but it could go either way as Kurt Busch closes in to join that battle again. Nobody can catch Jack Sprague right now already. Though we should be approaching a pit stop window, I would guess, fairly soon, so that'll shift things up a little bit. We've seen already that these races can be largely decided by fuel mileage and the strategies that the drivers put into fuel. As Matt Kenseth won the previous race based off essentially entirely fuel strategy. But single file racing for the top 5 right now, with Sprague, Glockchan, Kenseth, the 99 of Timo Totodile, and I believe Jeff Green running 5th. I stand corrected. It appears that Green's fallen back quite a bit, and Red Hat Gaming now in 5th position, challenged by Tony Stewart and Jacob Edison. But other than that, now battling John Andretti for a top 10 spot is a 48 of Riley Reid. Reid running 11th. Won the battle against the 49, who's now fallen back quite a bit, as Kurt Busch running 12th. Continuing to pull away from the pack here is the top 2 drivers, mostly just Jack Sprague though. Sprague has just put up a clinic so far. Sprague's lead now over half a second, and Sprague also has almost a 2-second lead over the 17 of Matt Kenseth. And so 5th place Red Hat Gaming, nearly 3 seconds behind your current leader in Jack Sprague. Looks like a pit stop coming up here. Slowing down quite a bit. No. Okay. The Zero was running a little bit slower there. As you can see, the Zero not running as fast as his best laps earlier. Best lap for the Zero. There we go. Now the Zero will come down pit road with the 15 close behind. 15 hoping to bridge the gap a little bit here. So staying out is the 16 of Greg Biffle, who will inherit the lead with a 48 of Riley Reid close behind. As our leaders make the pit stops. We'll catch back up to the leaders shortly. Might catch them coming off pit road very soon. But I've got to assume Greg Biffle's coming down pit road. Probably this lap, if not next lap for sure. Biffle slowing down, he'll come down pit road. As will the 48 of Riley Reid. The 12 of Newman, the 9 of Bill Elliott. The 49 staying out, interestingly. And the 49 will, at least for a short period of time, Ken Schrader will take the lead. Schrader obviously going to lose the lead when it cycles around. Schrader's been falling back through the pack the entire day. Schrader's last lap, 27.9. Not a good sign. But Ken Schrader will almost certainly come down pit road right now. As one of the cars that's pitting later, 20 laps in. Pit stop lap 20, pit stop lap 40, pit stop lap 60, and Schrader can make it to the end on 2 more pit stops. The same may not be said for early pitter and current leader, the number 0 of Jack Sprague, who is going to cycle back into the lead very shortly, if not already. Looks like the gap between the 0 and the 15 has gotten very, very slightly closer, possibly. But yeah, we'll probably see the 0 take the lead. Coming back around to the start-finish line. Now in second, so I'm not sure who's running ahead of 0 right now. But that's probably someone who just hadn't pit yet. As you can see, the 99 and the 6 closing at the top 10 or the top 5, with the 24 1 spot behind that. So a lot of contenders here in the top 5 right now, in the top 10 in particular. Sprague to the lead now. Last lap ran 24.477, so you can see already how big of a difference those tires make. As Sprague just ran a considerably, almost 3 seconds faster than his last lap before pitting. Checking in on the number 15, 24.429. Very slightly faster than Sprague. Not faster this lap, though. So Sprague will got a bit more of a lead. Nothing hugely noticeable, but Jack Sprague continuing to dominate this race. Completely and utterly domination so far from Jack Sprague, who's led pretty much every lap The only laps Sprague has not laps that have not been led by the zero of Jack Sprague are, of course, the laps where he was pitting. Now, look at the 17 and the 15 possibly to work together here. That's Matt Kenseth and Glockchan. Neither of them have really put up much of a fight against the zero right now, so some teamwork might be planned. 24-6-2-5, 24-7-1-1. The gap very slightly being bridged, but it's just not enough with how dominant Jack Sprague has been. You're going to need to be making up a little bit more than that this race. And the zero continues to dominate this race. Let's see what lap times are being put up now. 24-6-8. 24-7-5. So again, it's like Sprague's running faster one lap, then the 15's running faster the next lap. But it just hasn't been enough for the 15 to close the gap here. Though the 15 is getting a bit of a run now. I'm not sure if this was just a slow lap for Sprague or something. But it feels like the gap was closed a little bit there. 25-06. And now the 15 closing in on the bumper with a 24-919. Over a tenth of a second faster on the bumper of the zero now. And Matt Kenseth close behind, having run a 24-922. Let's see what the zero puts up now, because it feels like the 15's closing. 25-3 versus 25-2-6. We might have an interesting battle going on here if the 15 of Glockchan can get past the zero of Jack Sprague. Don't put it past Matt Kenseth. Kenseth obviously won the first race of the season, and Kenseth's running very close to the front again. Be interesting to see. It looks like the zero pulled away a little bit there. We'll see what the zero of Jack Sprague put up that time. 24-3-5-8, or 25-3-5-8 versus 25-5-2-6. Simply not enough, and Matt Kenseth will move under Glockchan and take away second place. Here comes Timo Totodile in the 99, now closing in. And then you can see behind them on the cameras, we've got the 6 of Red Hat Gaming and the 24 of Jacob Edison just behind them. Kenseth slowing now. It just seems like nobody can consistently run the pace of Jack Sprague, who just ran 0.3 a second faster than the leader. Or who ran 0.3 of a second faster than second place. Clinic from Jack Sprague. We should be expecting pit stops within the next about 8 to 10 laps from now. 25-8 for the zero. 25-8-3 for Kenseth. 25-8 flat. And Glockchan starting to run off the pace. Over 0.4 slower than the cars in front of her. Not encouraging signs for the 15 crew, who were just running so well up to this point, and are now being pulled away from a little bit, running a 26-2. Red Hat Gaming will start to close in as well. Red Hat running fast. Ooh, trouble on the back straightaway. The 8, Dale Earnhardt Jr., blowing up on the back straightaway. And the caution flag is in the air. Earnhardt Jr., not sure what happened there. Looks like an engine failure possibly. Though the 8, it appears the 8 might have hit the wall there. We can't get a great view. But the 8 looks to have some side damage, so I'm not sure if that's an engine failure or a tire gone down. But it appears it may have been engine failure. Nope. Tire failure for the 8. So the 8 will take 4 tires. Must have blown a tire there and come off pit road. Dale Earnhardt Jr. now running second last. Not exactly sure what happened there, but obviously the 8 blew a tire or something, hit the wall, and brought out the caution. So the drivers all coming down pit road. This could shift things up quite a bit. Jack Sprague, your leader, just barely beats Matt Kenseth off pit road. I believe Sprague is the leader still. It appeared he beat Kenseth past the line, which would mean Jack Sprague is still actively the leader. But Matt Kenseth is driving away from them. they'll get rearranged to... Now they're coming back around. Jack Sprague back to the first place position. So a few laps will be run under yellow before the pace car will bring them down again. So the restart. But as of right now, running first, we've got the 0 of Jack Sprague. Second, Matt Kenseth. Third, Timo Totodile. Fourth, Glock Chan. Fifth, Jeff Green. Sixth, Tony Stewart. Not sure what happened to the 6th. Jacob Edison running 7th. John Andretti 8th. Mayfield 9th. And then Red Hat Gaming running back in 10th. Must have been a slow stop for the 6 team, who fell back from about 5th to 10th. Cars slowly coming around the pack as we'll take a look now. The 48 running 2 spots behind in 12th. And the 31 of Jesusi, 13th. Good bounce back performance from the 31 crew after a abysmal Daytona performance that involved a wreck. But unfortunately, that's simply not enough. If they're going to need better than that to be contenders this year. 13th and 42nd won't get you all that far. Pace car will stay out at least one more lap, probably more than that. Ricky Rudd 17th, 18th Kurt Busch. But again, top 10. Red Hat Gaming rounding up the top 10. Timo Totodile. This could be interesting, as Timo Totodile is running 3rd. This caution will bunch the field back up, which is exactly what Jack Sprague does not want to see. Sprague, of course, almost lost the battle off pit road. So, Sprague really did not want to see that, as his huge lead is now a lead of 1 car length. Which isn't a big lead in NASCAR. If Kenseth gets a good run off the restart, as the pace car coming down pit road, I believe. Possibly not? No, the pace car will stay out one more lap. Nope, car coming down pit road. I stand corrected again. The 0 car leading back to the green flag. Green flag back in the air here at Rockingham. Good run for this 99 of Timo Totodile, but Sprague managed to block the 17 going into turn 1 and 2. 17 going low, coming here into turn 2, or turns 3 and 4. The 17, Matt Kenseth goes low. He's under Sprague now. Can he get the run off the turn? Not quite. Sprague will pull away. Will he be able to block Kenseth, though? Here comes Glock Chan back behind them, giving Kenseth a bit of a push, but Sprague will clear Kenseth. And Jack Sprague defends his lead yet again. As Jack Sprague, it is number 0 Pontiac Grand Prix, continues to put on utter dominance in this race. Now, all the cars are on the same pit cycle now, so nobody should be able to make it on 2 pit cycles. Everyone should have to pit with a few laps to go unless they can stretch it out. Whoever decides to stretch it out, if they can make it somehow to lap 60, will probably win this race. But that may have been the great equalizer here. So we check our lap times. Sprague ran 24.129 just then, 24.150 for the 17, 24.145 for Glock Chan. And you see there, Jeff Green running 4th, and I believe it was a 20 of Tony Stewart running 5th. Kenseth going low now on Sprague. He'll get a run coming into turn 2, or turn 1 and 2. Matt Kenseth to the lead. Glock Chan gonna make a move under him now too. And now Jack Sprague, after his stretch of dominance, has lost the lead to Matt Kenseth and has fallen 3rd, now 4th, behind Kenseth, Glock Chan, and the 30 of Jeff Green, unless Sprague can clear Jeff Green now. He can't, and here comes Jeff Green, gonna take 3rd away. Kenseth, new leader of the race. Matt Kenseth, of course, won the Daytona 500, so for Kenseth to pick up another win here would put him in a great position for the rest of the year already. Because I wouldn't say very many drivers are going to get more than 2 wins to begin with. So Kenseth getting 2 off the bat, with the way Kenseth can be very consistent in finishing positions, that would give Kenseth a very good chance of winning the championship already. Now Jeff Green fallen way back behind, and this looks like it'll be yet again a 2-horse race between the 17 of Matt Kenseth and the 15 of Glock-Chan. Glock-Chan had been running second pretty much all day, on and off. Top 3, always the bridesmaid, never the bride right now, as they would say. Always second, never first. Really unfortunate for the 15 crew, but after a bad weekend at Daytona, anything is an improvement for the 15. Kenseth running 25.97 that lap, 25.6068 for the Glock-Chan crew, and Jeff Green behind them running 25.56. Then behind them, John Andretti 25.47, 25.067, 25.632 of Jack Sprague, who just hasn't been on the pace since like 3 laps after the restart. Here comes Red Hat Gaming, who's running about 0.3 faster than Sprague. Sprague back up the pace a little bit now. Sprague ran faster than Red Hat Gaming there. Totodile off the pace. Gonna get passed by Bill Elliott and Greg Biffle. Tony Stewart's fallen far back, running 25.984 compared to the considerably faster cars behind him. You're looking at Jesusi before you find a car that's running as slow as the 20 of Tony Stewart right now. There's Riley Reid running 16th, 3 wide, interestingly, into the turn. Could spell recipe for disaster. It won't for now. But as we look back up at the battle for the lead, Matt Kenseth driving away from Glock-Chan, posting a stellar 25.664 compared to the 25.740 of Glock-Chan. Jeff Green now might be the fastest car on the track. Jeff Green, the fastest car out on the track right now. But that won't do a whole lot, as Green has a huge gap to make up on both the 15 of Glock-Chan and the 17 of Matt Kenseth. So Kenseth will lead another lap. Ran 25.983 last lap, 25.831. Glock-Chan hoping to close the gap a little bit. And now Edison running the fastest car on the track. You can already hear the cries of rigged from viewers who would not like to see that in a race that I literally have no control over. But the 17 of Matt Kenseth ran 26.131, 26.065. So Glock-Chan closing in slowly but surely on Kenseth now. Will it be enough is the real question, though. Because there's simply not a whole lot. There's not many laps left before the next pit stop cycle would begin. And the pit stop cycles always mess things up. Last pit stop cycle we saw, I believe it was the 49 of Ken Schrader to the lead. Obviously Schrader not a contender for the win. As a matter of fact, Schrader right now running 28th. But staying out long for pit stops can always change the race. As we're looking at former leader Jack Sprague, who's all the way back in 6th now, battling with John Andretti. Looking to take away 5th now, won't do it in this turn. And the 6th of Red Hat Gaming running pretty much by himself, just behind them. You've got the 15, who's now coming down pit road. So I was correct, pit stops beginning now. We'll check in on the leader, Matt Kenseth, for his pit stop. Kenseth actually stayed out a lap later, it appears, than the 15. Again, Kenseth's won the Daytona 500 on fuel strategy, so it'll be interesting. Every car should have to make one more pit stop, no matter what. So, Kenseth, who's dominated this race so far, will probably maintain the lead. As he comes down, making his pit stop. 4 tires. And fuel, presumably, for the 17 crew. As you can see, Jesusi coming into the pit slot just ahead of Kenseth, and Jacob Edison pulling out of his pit stop just behind Kenseth. So it'll be interesting. Can Glock-Chan beat the 17 back off pit road? Glock-Chan does. I'm not sure if that's beating the 17 off. I think that's just beating the 17 off to get her lap back. Glock-Chan coming down pit road lost a lap to the 17. So I don't believe the 25 or the 15 is in the lead, but I might be corrected here. No, the 15 of Glock-Chan is winning this race now. Running behind her, the 30, Jeff Green, and then the 17 of Kenseth, who's just not getting up to speed, and Glock-Chan, the new leader here at Rockingham. This could be a huge bounce-back race for the crew of the 15, who just didn't have it going at Daytona, finished 26th, and now are looking to put themselves back in championship contention with a win at the Rock. Running behind, you see the 30 of Jeff Green, running slower right now. 17 of Kenseth, who's also running slower. Edison running, Biffle's actually running faster than Edison right now, so that could be an interesting battle to watch. Edison now running faster, though. Stewart, who was struggling earlier, gets back in contention. Timo Totodile in the 99, running 7th. Steve Park running 8th. Ward Burton 9th. John Andretti 10th. Jamie Mayfield 11th. Then you've got to look far, far back to see some of the other cars now. Really just an unfortunate day for the 48 crew of Riley Reid. And also the 6 crew of Red Hat Gaming now stuck back in 35th. That's not even the worst, though. Jesusi, through some string of unfortunate luck, fallen all the way back to 41st. Again, you can hear the cries of rigged. But I have no control over these races. And if I was going to screw someone over, it would be Timo, not Zusi. But nonetheless, 31 running 41st, 31-41. And we check back in on leader Glock-Chan, pulling away from the 30 just a little bit. Then behind the 30, you've got the 17 of Kenseth again. Glock-Chan's building quite a bit of a lead. You can't even see the 17 on cameras following the 15 for most of it. I'm not sure if I just heard tires squealing, but the caution may be coming out in a second if I heard a crash. Appears not. The 24 still running 4th. Greg Biffle unable to close in on him since then. And Glock-Chan will lead yet another lap. So, starting now is when you can start seeing some cars come down pit road, possibly to make that one final stop, because obviously you've got about a 20-lap fuel window. So I wonder if the 17 of Matt Kenseth is thinking about coming down now and then stretching it out from there just to have the stop over with. Because Glock-Chan, who pitted earlier in the 17, while the 17 was actually leading, of course, was able to take the lead after the pit stop. Not sure if Glock-Chan might have taken just tires or just fuel, but it's interesting to see so much time gained over a pit stop. Obviously, the pitting crew of the 15 patting themselves on the backs a little bit here, while the crew of the 17, Matt Kenseth, a little bit disappointed as Kenseth puts the moves on the 30 and takes second place away. Edison closing in on the 30 as well. And then as we look back at the pack behind them, Biffle 5th, Stewart 6th, Totodile 7th, Park 8th, Andretti, something screwed up there. Mayfield 11th, Burton, okay, 12th, yeah, it's all screwed up. 16th, Kurt Busch, 17th, Spencer, 19th, Dale Jarrett, 20th, 19th, Bobby 20th, Bobby 21st, Kyle Petty, 21st, Bobby Labonte, 20th, Rusty Wallace, 21st, Kyle Petty, 22nd, Bobby 22nd, 23rd, Bobby 23rd, 24th, Bobby 24th, 25th, Bobby 25th, 26th, Bobby 26th, 27th, Bobby 27th, 28th, Bobby 27th, 29th, Bobby 27th, 30th, Bobby 27th, 31st, Bobby 27th, 32nd, Bobby 27th, 33rd, Bobby 27th, 34th, Bobby 27th, 35th, Bobby 27th, 36th, Bobby 27th, 37th, Bobby 27th, 38th, Bobby 27th, 39th, Bobby 27th, 40th, Bobby 27th, 41st, Bobby 27th, 42nd, Bobby 27th, 43rd, Bobby 27th, 44th, Bobby 27 And as we look through, Riley Reid running 28th. Not what they'd like to see, as they're trying to win the championship here. Then again, 36th for Red Hat Gaming. And the 31 crew has been able to make a couple moves, but still only 38th. .31 coming through the turns. But we'll check back in on the leaders again. Glockchan closing in is Matt Kenseth in the 17. Kenseth last lap ran a 25.962, almost 0.3 of a second, just over 0.2 of a second faster than Glockchan. So we could have a true battle for the win here. What's on my floor? I just stepped on like blueberries, Dan's game. The 24 of Edison running third. And then behind them, not really any other contenders. But Kenseth really closing in. 26-3 versus 26-1. Kenseth might be able to make the move around Glockchan here, going into turns 3 and 4. Glockchan's going to stay low, not give Kenseth any room right now. But Kenseth's going to have, if Kenseth gets a run off the corner, this could be the end of Glockchan's lead as we approach 13 laps to go. We've got a 3-car battle for the win here. The 24 of Jacob Edison running third, the 17 of Matt Kenseth second, and the 15 of Glockchan running first. Kenseth goes low. Glockchan blocks it. 24 got a bit of a run behind them too. These cars are almost evenly matched now. Edison was the fastest one of them the last lap, but that was just to catch up. And now they're all going to be essentially running the same lap times. Though Glockchan pulling away from the 17 a bit. Glockchan runs 26.9, 27.2 for the Kenseth, for the 17 of Kenseth. Possible reason to be concerned about this 17 here, holding up the 24 a little bit. Not sure if Kenseth's just having some trouble staying up to speed or something, but Glockchan's going to come down pit road to pit now, as the 17 will take the lead for now. And the 24 going low. Jacob Edison. Fuck. We apologize for the language used in this broadcast. The 24 of Edison's going to move low, and Kenseth's going to stay out another lap. They have to pit at some point. I'm not sure what the strategy is here. Probably this time around, yes. They'll slow down and give the lead to, I think, the guy who just passed them. That might have been a lap car, though. So we'll stay focused on current leader Jacob Edison with 10 to go. And move to the 15 of Glockchan, who's coming off pit road 7th after pitting. So the 15 still running high in the pack, and other cars that she's running behind haven't made their pit stops yet. So Glockchan should cycle back to at least the top 5, maybe even the lead. It'll be interesting because they were so close and evenly matched as the 15 came onto pit road. So it'll be interesting to see what position the 15s that they're all cycled into when they're off of pit road. You see, the 15 crew has just been on fire today, it feels like. Because there's the 24 just coming off pit road, and the 24 was in that battle. So I may be mistaken, but I believe the 15 of Glockchan is now in a massive lead over the remainder of the pack. Someone running just ahead of them. Is that the 112 who's running in the lead right now? I believe that's the 112 in front of him. 117? No. So who's our leader? I'm not sure who's in the lead right now. We can look at that real quickly. No one's... Jeff Green, who's well ahead of the 15. That means Jeff Green leading the race now as they come down to 7 laps to go. Sorry, 6 laps to go. Followed by Glock-chan, if I can... Glock-chan. And we'll take a look now, late in the race, at some of the other contenders. Jesusi running 37th out of 42 cars on the track right now. Actually, I'm not sure if the 8 crew's on the track. 37th for the 31. Second, obviously, for Glock-chan in the 15. 7th for Jacob Edison in the 24. The 48 of Riley Reid running 28th. The 99 of Timo Totodile running 5th. And the 6 of Red Hat Gaming running 34th. And as I said earlier, you could hear the cries of rigged already. I feel like this is... If I was going to rig... Ooh, some damage on the back of the 6 here. Not sure what happened. But 6 of Red Hat Gaming took a big amount of damage and is off the pace because of that. As you see, the 6 of Red Hat Gaming might actually fall behind the 31 before this race is over, as we approach 4 laps to go. Glock-chan still second. I don't think anyone can catch Jeff Green. As Jeff Green, 3 laps to go, has a huge lead over the 15 of Glock-chan, who's running about 1.15 seconds faster than Green. So, 2 laps to go here at the Rock. Jeff Green will take them across the line running 25.081 versus 25.044. Not going to happen in time. Something big's going to have to happen here for the 30 crew in order to blow this race. As Jeff Green, coming around the turn, will take the white flag here at Rockingham. The 30 car, Jeff Green, white flag in the air. 25.317. Glock-chan ran 25.134. Not going to be enough, though, it doesn't appear. As coming into turns 3 and 4. And coming out of the line, out of the turns on the back straightaway. Or, sorry, fuck! Jeff Green wins it at Rockingham. Coming in second place, the 15 of Glock-chan. Third place, the 20 of Tony Stewart. Fourth, the 16 of Greg Biffle. Fifth, the 99 of Timo Totodile. The 1 of Steve Park. Sixth, the 24 Jacob Edison. Seventh, Matt Kenseth. Eighth, Kenseth was so good for a while there. Kenseth just couldn't close it in. They closed it. Ward Burton 9th, Nadu 10th. Rudd 11th, Spencer 12th, Petty 13th. And now, let's look check in. Jesusi, unfortunate day, finishing 31st. Gonna have to put up, or for 36th, gonna have to put up some really good finishes for the rest of the season. 28th for Riley Reid, not been a great start for the 48 team, who was a championship favorite heading into this season. Totodile, obviously, with a good finish. Now, the damage, did that affect the 6th very much after? Because the 6th, obviously, running it near the back of the pack, finished 34th. So, it was either a great day or an awful day for our main contenders here. Our main 6 contenders, as finishes in very good positions accompanied horrible finishes, as we've got 2nd, 5th, 7th, and then 28th, 34th, and 36th. Jeff Green, the winner at Rockingham. And your point standings, looking at after 2 events, Matt Kenseth maintains the points lead. Jacob Edison in second, 16 points behind. Greg Biffle third. Jeff Green running 4th. Ricky Rudd 5th. Glock-chan moves all the way up from 26th to 6th. Dave Blaney 7th. Rusty Wallace 8th. Steve Park 9th. And Jerry Nadu 10th in the current standings. So now as we go through the remainder of the standings, A bad day for the crew of the 6 has them falling all the way down to 21st from their previous standings position of 10th. The crew of the 48 not much happier as they're in 23rd. And then the 99 of Timo Totodile, after... You're only counted as having done one race, because I changed your name. But I'll count the points. However this ends at the end of the season, I'll count the points from the car you replaced anyway, Timo. So I'll count the points from the Jeff Burton. So that means you've actually got 276 points. 276 puts you in 6th place right now in the points, just ahead of Glockchan. So Timo Totodile actually 6th in the points right now. Glockchan 7th, and everyone else you can adjust one spot down. So Red Hat Gaming actually 22nd in the standings as of right now. And Riley Reed 24th. Jesusi's also being counted as a separate car, but I'll combine the points from Jesusi and Robbie Gordon. So Jesusi has 95 points, which is good for 40th, or 40th. So Jesusi running 40th in the standings right now. I'll unmute the racers now to ask them how they feel about their performance there. I'm sure this will go swimmingly, and there'll be no profanities. We'll start with the top finisher of the group, Timo Totodile. How'd you feel about how you performed there?
All piss in your mouth. Yeah, great.
Yeah,
Incredibly well.
good performance.
Finish first, because that's awkward. So, pretty good.
All right, so...
A minute 24, was it? What was the lap count? What was my fastest lap?
I don't know, but you finished in that race particular. Now you're running 6th in the standings right now, but in that particular race, you finished 5th, and you were about 4 seconds behind the leader, but Jeff Green just had no competition after.
Oh wait, look, it says the lap time 23:8:02. That's a new PR. I've never lasted that long, so we're doing great.
Yes, that's the 99 of Timo Totodile there. Thanks, and also no thanks. We'll now move on to the next highest finisher currently in the voice chat, which would be the Red Hat Gaming 36, who finished 34th. How do you feel about 34th?
Viagra Carlamau.
Yeah. And we'll speak now with the 31 crew, Jesusi, who hasn't been able to put together a very good start of the season, running 40th in points right now. How does it feel? You're unmuted.
I'll put together my fist in your face. Really rigged against me. Will become better.
Wet and Wild Racing had overall a pretty good race. I mean, Wet and Wild your team took home 2nd and 5th place with Glockchan and Timo Totodile. Just unfortunate that the 31 crew also couldn't pull it together and put a win like that. But the future's looking a bit brighter now for the Wet and Wild Racing crew. We'll see what they can do from here on out. All right, so that'll do it for the Subway 400 at North Carolina Speedway. And we will be back probably this evening, actually. I'm going to run another race this evening, which will be the UAW Daimler Chrysler 400 at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So be excited for that, that's for sure. And yeah, thank you for watching this broadcast done by the Edhead SR Pepepains Cup Series crew. and we'll see you later. Bye. All right, I'll unmute you guys now. That was